Sorry, I was double muted. My apologies. But listen, yes, people, and welcome back to another video on the Bridge YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. I'm your host with the most origination here today to come back. We are fully back. We are back on our regular schedule, as some might say. We are back to our regular schedule programming on the Bridge Nation. Obviously, apologies about the fact that I've not been able to be on here to do our watch alongs that we always do together, as always. But listen, we back, baby. The streets are back. The Bridge Nation is back. Had a lot of time off. Had a nice little bit of an enjoyable time as well. You know, enjoying the wrestling, enjoying all other stuff that I've been on. You know, obviously, as you may or may not be aware of, Bridge Nation has been upgrading in the universe as well. So we'll have to talk about that one as well today. But listen, always thank subscribers that are here, of course. So I want to thank you guys here first and foremost. Thank you all for being here. Make sure as you're coming to like, share, subscribe. Make sure to tell a friend. Helps me out and helps the channel out at the end of the day as well. So I want to appreciate you guys here as well. Thank you very much, of course. But listen, of course, there's 5 days remaining until the transfer window ends. A lot of moving parts. Chelsea clearly have two targets they're trying to bring into the club right now in Xavi Simons and Alejandro Garnacho, of course, right, which we know about. But in order to do so, there's two people that they got to move, right? And we know who those two people are, right? Those two people are Christoph Nkunku and Nicolas Jackson. Right? Those are the two guys that need to move. Of course, we'll discuss that a bit as well. Obviously, we'll also discuss this sudden interest, according to David Ornstein, of course, in regards to Fermin Lopez of Barcelona. We'll discuss that as well. Chukwuemeka Fali on his way now to Borussia Dortmund, and Salamino is now officially at Borussia Dortmund on loan. Of course, we'll discuss that as well. There's some other transfer news, of course, that we should be discussing. My boy Axel the Brick Disasi, of course, on his way. It seems to either Sunderland, excuse me, or of course Bournemouth. We'll see which one he goes to as well. And it's also looking at in the last few minutes, Tariq George is going to be in Rome. It seems he's going to be playing in Rome. So we're going to discuss that as well in this stream. But listen, so much to talk about in terms of transfers, you know. And the thing I always say about Chelsea, man, these guys, they love their transfer windows, bro. They just always want to do transfer, bro. Like, it just never stops with these guys. They have a hunger, they have a passion, they have a desire. Always just talk about transfers, isn't it? And sometimes I'm just like, give it up. You know what I mean? You need to give it up because it's getting too much now, man. It's getting way too much now. And for me, that's causing us here a massive problem, right? Because it's always like, oh, man, these guys always transfer this, transfer that, transfer this, transfer that, man. Come on, man. Can we get a break? Can we get a break? Please. And you know what? I also want to discuss the centre-back situation. I think the centre-back situation is interesting to discuss. We'll discuss that as well. One more thing to think about as well. But listen, a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about as well. So listen, rather than me talking all this nonsense, let's get into the first bit. I want to talk about Fermin Lopez first because I find his news to be the most interesting at the end of the day. So let's actually discuss that one right now. So where are we? Let's start with this one. So obviously, as you know, the first topic we need to speak about here is Fermin Lopez. Of course, Fermin Lopez, right? So we should discuss that bit as well. But you know what? It's a bit of breaking news that we should be discussing as well in regards to Strasbourg, of course, in regards to Julio Enciso and his forward move now, it seems, to none other than Chelsea, the blue Chelsea slash. Oh, wrong.
Better.
Whoa. Well, we don't need you here, buddy. We don't need you here, buddy. Bang. All right. So let's get into this first bit, of course, and that is from David Ornstein. Is that Chelsea are evaluating a possible move for Fermin Lopez. All right. So that's been the big breaking news, of course. That was what came out this morning. Excuse me, please. We did obviously then get the big news, of course, in regards to the fact that where is it? Where is it? Chelsea are assessing whether or not to move for Fermin Lopez with a deal possible for 43.2 million, which is of course 50 million euros, of course, right? Of course, so that's the big breaking news. And then obviously get Fabrizio, Chelsea. So Gerard Moreno obviously got interest. If you think that Fermin Lopez, if you think the Fermin Lopez Chelsea rumor is just smoke, you can take a walk, get some fresh air, and ignore this news. It is disrespectful to journalists to keep stating it's a lie, it's a smoke. Things have been confirmed by the Athletic. That's from Gerard Moreno. And then Gerard Romero, sorry, my apologies. You then obviously get the news from Fabrizio saying that Chelsea like Fermin Lopez, but who doesn't like Fermin Lopez? No bid for proposal or anything club to club. Chelsea, Barca and Fermin haven't opened any doors as of now. Chelsea are working for Javi, on Javi and Garnacho. These are the priorities, right? So that's been obviously the news from Fabrizio side in regards to it. And that is really where the buck has stopped. And then obviously we get this news. We have to remember also that only 5 days ago, Fermin said to Barca fans they wanted to stay and to be calm. This wasn't 5 years ago, only 5 days ago. Flick also wants him to stay. No club-to-club contacts as of today, right? So this is obviously all in regards to not Ireland, the discussion in regards to Fermin Lopez, right? And I want to just do a little thing here real quick. If you just bear with me for a moment, chat. Where is he? Boom, 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 boom. There we go. So this is obviously Fermin Lopez. Obviously, this is the last season. This is terrible, but so this is Fermin Lopez over the last 365 days. Okay, let's look at it carefully because he essentially is a midfielder. Obviously, again, it's another midfielder that we've talked about, can play on the right apparently as well. But this is what he does. Right? In terms of non-penalty goal, he's got 0.37 per 90. He's got 2.98 shots per 90. He's got 0.42 assists per 90. He's got 3.82 shot creation actions per 90. Right? He's got a very decent progressive pass ability as well. Of course, and that is pretty much it. So he's really much more of an attacking midfielder. Of course, when it comes to Fermin Lopez, I won't lie to you, chat. My knowledge of Fermin Lopez is very limited, quite low. So for me personally, it would be stupid of me. It would be stupid of me to start, bringing up stuff that on a player that I have no knowledge on. But I know he's highly rated by Barcelona, right? I know Barca rate him highly. I know a lot of clubs rate him highly. So for me personally, I just look at that and I'm like, if that's one of the and that for me is just like, if the streets are talking about him like that, then you gotta be looking at him, man. You gotta be looking at him, gotta be researching him, gotta be making sure, if the deal is available, you gotta do it. And again, this is Chelsea Football Club. We talent hoard anyway. So if we've got a talent hoard the best in talent. You know what I mean? That's it. If you're got a talent hoard the best in talent. That's what I always say. So listen, if you want to bring them in, let's make it happen. I have no opinions on this as of right now, only because I said this before. There's nothing that's happened yet. No bids made. No nothing yet. Obviously, there's been discussions here and there, of course, in regards to what could and could not happen. But for me, I find those stuff to be, what's what I'm looking for. A bit more non-productive and stuff. So as such, I'm always like, let's wait and see to see what happens. So that's what I will say in regards to Fermin Lopez, right? In this regard. Now, one thing I did want to talk about, and I want to talk about the situation before we get to some even more meatier topics to discuss, right? And that is that I know I saw a lot of people going, oh my God, why did we go get him Cafe? We didn't get him Cafe. The usual nonsense. I know I had to I'm just doing a couple of Twitter recreation of how people sound essentially. But again, I look at in Cafe, they've just brought in Jiro Hato. Okay, we need someone here that can play the CCB effectively. Right now, Hincapié is not going to be adding to that situation for you at the end of the day. I think the reality of the situation is, yeah, if the club wants to bring in the CCB, they need to sell a centre back. Okay. Now, rightly or wrongly, whether you agree with it, Tosin is there only because he's been brought for free. He suits the system. He can do some level of ball playing ability, right? And also, if you want to do the stupid vibe stuff, you know what I mean? Oh, he's a vibe guy, look at the vibe he's bringing to the dressing room, lads, you know what I mean? That sort of thing, which, I'm not really, that's not something I'm very much high on in my personal opinion when people speak about that sort of nonsense, in my personal opinion. But obviously, there's that part of it for Tosin. For Fana, it's a mission impossible to be able to sell him or even recoup even 10 to 20%, of course, in regards to anything you want from him. Badi Shield's injured, right? And so, realistically, the guy that should be looked at to be sold is Trevor Chalobah. And again, as I said many a time before, this is no disrespect to Trevor Chalobah because I think Trevor Chalobah is a decent defender. But the problem I've always come down to is that I think he lacks his ball playing ability and then the heading of the ball, right? And so for me, when I look at stuff like that, I've always been of the school of thought of the view that realistically he should. Whoa! Breaking news! Breaking L news! There's some big breaking news. The information is that Chelsea sent a proposal to Fermin Lopez, and he has made a decision. Tomorrow, he will meet Hansi Flick face to face and discuss what he wants to do. There are no club-to-club talks, but Chelsea made him an offer, and there will be more if he decides to leave. Wow. So, wow. This is big news. This is big news. This is kind of crazy, bro. I think, listen, I am of the belief that, he probably is like a number 3. The thing for me that I am interested in, because I've been seeing a lot of people mention this idea of like, if we bring in Fermin Lopez, that means that what's his name, Javi Simmons is not happening. I want to know, is there a level of truth to this? Like, do people know about something that I've been missing? What's it called? That I'm unaware of. Like, do people know something that I don't know? That's why I'm asking people, because again, I don't watch Barca this much. I've been watching Barca here and there, but I barely watch the player himself. This is no respect to the player, of course. Yeah. So for me, if you're bringing him in, that means I'm wondering, is this mean that the Nkunku situation we need to talk about? Because I think Nkunku, for me personally, right, he is what I'm gonna call right now. What am I gonna call him? Nkunku, I'm surprised there's no market for Nkunku right now. For 40 M's, there's no market for him, which is kind of crazy, by the way, chat. Yeah, there's no market for him. Like, he's even willing to take a pay cut for himself. So the fact you're bringing him in means you're trying to go for a cheaper and effective option if you're trying to go for Fermin Lopez, by the way. So something smelling. But I hope not, man. I watch Barca a lot. So just hate them. Lopez is my dream sign. Maybe the club is doing this. Tells. Oh my lord. There we go. Thank you. We got TK, man. Hope you do well, man. Congratulations on your 5-1, by the way. That's Leeds. You looking ready for Sunday, yeah? You looking ready for Sunday? You're a guy, though. You're a guy. But on a serious note, obviously, right? I think the reason why I'm mentioning a lot of the stuff that I am mentioning, whoa, bloody hell, man! I need to sort out my left eye. My left eye, yes. But essentially, I need to sort out, but whatever. But listen, as I said before, I really feel like, no Saka, no problem. This guy's actually a joke, man. You know what I mean? He's a joke, man. But we move. But as I said before, I think for me, this is on TV. He thought it was too good for stream. This is not true. This is not true. As I said to you before, I literally went. I told people I had a 4-day event I had to go to this week, and that I went to, which we all knew I did. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Had a nice time. Had an elite time. Got to meet some of my favorite wrestlers. That, and everything like that. So it was a great. So it was a great weekend. But coming back to the discussion, yeah. I think what's interesting for me with this for me stuff is that you're pushing the pace, you're pushing the market, you're pushing the stuff. Yeah, it's interesting for me to see why are we going for this. Because like, if the reports that are coming out from Fabrizio at the very least, because listen, I like to think Fabrizio realistically is all clubs' version of the club's like PR man. That's why I like to call him for fun. But he is the club's PR man, and if he's saying that that we're still looking at Javi, for me, maybe it's a case that we're bringing maybe a Fermin Lopez, and then you're also bringing in a David Simmons. Could that also be the case? But the thing is, RC, as you know, George is on his way to Rome. I don't know if you just saw that, but in a few minutes ago, Fabrizio reported that he's on his way to Rome. So we'll discuss that in a little bit. But listen, at the end of the day, I just want to come back again. Sorry, guys, to the centre back situation. Unless Chalobah's going, yeah, then for me, you're not going to get a CCB. So I want people to understand no, Chalobah not getting sold probably means no CCB. So listen, it is what it is. The game's the game. Keep it pushing the man. You know what I mean? That's what I will say to that. But listen, nothing's going to happen in that regard. So that's what I'll say to you. Ceniac, you're a Lakers fan. You are a fraud. You are the fraud. So listen, I think we all know where my bread is going out of that. So we move. But I think listen, let's talk about the other topic that I want to talk about, right? Obviously, which is Enciso. I don't know if you guys saw today, but Enciso has failed his medical. Enciso failed his medical today, which is a big, big, big thing because obviously, as many of you guys know, he had a major, major bad injury, and that means that his move to Chelsea has basically ended. And no, you know, where is it? Where is it? I need to see this. Where is it? Mm, I agree. I agree. I agree. Sell Enzo Fernandez to Strasbourg and keep Lopez. I agree strongly. I agree strongly. I agree strongly. But listen, let's obviously talk about this one. Julian Cisco transferred over. It fell through. The player must now return to Brighton. So that was obviously confirmed by a very big source, of course, which was obviously sadly the matter. The thing about this means, though, think about it. I think we're buying him for like something like 20 million. So if the rumors of like 43 million being the case that for you to get Fermin Lopez, is that maybe like save on Cisco, buy Fermin? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's all I'm gonna say. But let's talk about Christophe Nkunku, my boy, Balloon Nation, the balloons forever, forever my balloonist, the girl of the balloons. Where is it? Where is the Nkunku point? So let's start off this one, yeah. It is understood Chelsea still want around 80 million for Jackson and 40 million for Nkunku. Both have been thrown in the first team and not the bubble squad in case they need to be reintegrated, right? So that's obviously the first bit of news that we need to talk about, right? And then obviously you then obviously get the bit of the news, which is that Nkunku is willing to take a pay cut in order to facilitate his move. That was the next bit of news that I've been trying to find. Sorry, guys, just been unable to find it. You then obviously then get the report that obviously that if Nkunku does not move to Leipzig, it could prove detrimental to Simmons joining Chelsea, right? Which is the next bit of news. And we then obviously get this bit of news about Nkunku from today, which was that come on, come on, come on. Come on. Where is the Nkunku stuff which came out now? Sorry, guys. I'm being a bit lackluster today. Things are happening behind the scenes for both Nkunku and Jackson. Aston Villa are very keen on Nkunku. So that was the last bit of breaking news in regards to Nkunku, of course. Again, with Nkunku, it's a difficult one because part of me is like, listen, this guy should be able to be going for a good chunk of money, but it doesn't seem to be happening right now, right? Because it's only £40 million. Again, a guy like Nkunku being on the market for 40 M's is a crazy business. It's crazy business in my personal opinion. So listen, I'm very shocked that is not happening in my personal opinion. But listen, big up to our boy Lucas. Big up to you, bro. Talk to you about Nkunku, bro. Are you surprised that it's taking this long to be able to move on from a guy like Nkunku? Because I feel like for me, this is kind of crazy because like I really feel like he could have should have been really in for a guy like him.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I think with Nkunku, it's all about the salary with him. I think he's making close to
But
200K.
but the thing is, like, just quickly about this, even the salary point, he's saying, I'm going to take a pay cut for you guys. So that's confusing to me.
But still, like, you look at the teams in the Premier League, right? Like, a lot of the teams, like, they have wage constraints, right? Like a Aston Villa, for example. I think their wage to revenue ratio is something like 97%. So they can't, like, they're linked with him, but they're not going to buy him. I'm just letting you know that now, that they're not going to buy him because they can't, right? Because there's like a percentage ratio that for PSR rules, right? I think it's like 70% or something like much lower than it is right now, or else you can't sign players. So he's definitely not going to Aston Villa. And then you look around Europe, like who really needs a 10, right? Like Bayern, they lost Musiala. They could afford him if they really wanted to, but they just haven't. And they're doing the whole thing like, oh, we don't have money, even though we all know they do have money, right? Because they just bid for Walter Mati and stuff like that, right? So they do have the money. They paid 75 million for Luis Diaz as well.
Exactly.
So it's just a case of the clubs that are interested. They might be looking at it like, okay, he's 28 years old. He's on 200K, right? 40 to 50 million is probably 40 is probably the most a team would offer him. But at the same time, I feel like the salary is a big issue in the Premier League. Like who realistically needs a 10, right? Like a lot of teams play either 4-3-3 or like United play with. They already have their 2 10s. Maybe United would have made sense, if it was earlier in the window. But I just don't see like any teams coming in for him. I think it's going to be either Leipzig and we get Xavi Simons, or it's going to be like a loan or something. Like I don't see us selling him. I don't know. I'm looking around around football. Like there just aren't many teams that would want to buy him. Maybe Barcelona but even they can't even register players, right? Because of Dani Olmo. I don't know if you heard about the Dani Olmo thing. They could barely register. So that's why they're trying to sell Fermin Lopez. And that was reported by a source within Barcelona. I think Vince posted it, saying that they have to sell Fermin Lopez because of FFP. So
whenever I hear anything from Vin, I have to take that over super.
No, I know it was just a source, like a Barcelona source. Like I don't know how credible it is, but I could let me see if I can find it. I could send it to you, and you can look at it. But it's just
I'll give it a cheeky side eye, but that's what I'll probably do at best. But no, I think my thing. I've always said this. At least in regards to Nkunku, I've always thought Nkunku was a high value player. I genuinely am surprised by how hard it is to be able to move one. If he's willing to reduce his wages to go to another club, right, and they are still and people aren't like trying to come in for him, that is quite worrying in my personal opinion. I don't know what's going on. Is it like a thing of like Chelsea? Maybe the bid not good. Maybe is the price that high, which it isn't. Because for me, the club is only asking for whatever his value is on the books, which is 40 million. I think for me, it's not crazy.
I think teams are avoiding like very expensive or at least to them it's very expensive, right? For a 28-year-old who has no resale value, right? So if they were to buy an Nkunku, like a lot of teams are looking at football now, it's like resale for whatever reason. It's not like it was like 5 years, even 5 years ago, right? Where teams want to buy a ready-made player and they want to win now. They're looking at a player, okay, and we kind of started this whole trend, right? Ahmed, where it was it's like we're buying a players like 22, 23, 24. Whereas if they flop, we could still, flip them more like to another team, and make some money off of them. And they're on much lower wages. With a guy like Nkunku, he's on high wages. He's 28 years old, right? He's not going to get any better. And even though he is like more proven than a lot of these other guys, again, the team needs that type of player, specifically that type of player. There needs to be a fit. They need to be willing to spend the wages. And then they're probably thinking like, okay, if he flops, what do we do with him? We're stuck with him for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's basically that. Like I think a lot of teams are kind of like changing their way of thinking about football. Like you look around Europe, bro. Like a lot of teams are going younger, bro. They're going 21, 22, right? 23 max. Like they're not going for like.
Because
So I think it's just a case of. Although he is a good player on his day, right? He didn't do it at Chelsea, but he is a player that are going to come in from because of those reasons. I think salary and the age are two like big.
As I said before, man, you know what happened? And I said this recently. This is the only financially feasible way now these days to make money now, bro. You know what I mean? Like in football now, that's the only way you can make money now. Like clubs buying players from you for like 23, 24, 25, bro. And I think that's one of my biggest criticisms against PSR because it's meant that a lot of these guys now go for really young players and trying to sell them for extremely high
Look at
prices.
Sterling, bro. Like how are we going to get rid of Sterling? We can't.
You will never be able to sell Sterling. Like, but the problem with Sterling was that Sterling is a prime example of like a problem that happened at Chelsea for quite a while that I know you agree with, right? Where particularly towards the end of Roman's reign, where we would buy these old players, right? But they had no resale value. So whenever they flopped, bro, the only way we were able to recoup our money was basically loan them out.
Bro. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like these are high wage earners, right? Like we can't get rid of Sterling, we can't get rid of Chilwell because they're 27, 28. I think Sterling is 30. There's no way we can get rid of him, and clubs know we can't get rid of them. And I think clubs fear that if they get Nkunku, he's 28 years old. He's had some big injuries, right? Some massive knee injuries over his career. And then you look at age, knee injuries. He hasn't been looked as good as he used to, right? And then you look at the wages as well. I think all those things kind of factor in, right? Like I get it. Like I get why teams are kind of avoiding him because at the end of the day, they're looking at all these things and and saying like a Garnacho, as shit as he is, and he's the worst. He's one of the worst players in the Premier League, bro. But if he does come in and he flops, which he will, right? We could still sell him for like 45, 50 million next season, because there's a club stupid enough to pay that because of the age potential thing and all that nonsense, So I think that's what they're thinking.
You know what, man? I'll be honest, man. I've always wanted the lap. Strand Larson, man. Strand Larson Nation. I would have been there no matter what, man. It's looking like he's on his way to Newcastle. Crazy. We move. But listen, obviously at the end of the day, Nkunku, apparently there's stuff happening behind the scenes. I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe tomorrow we get like some big news that he's about to get sold. All we know, right? But there is a guy that I do want to talk about on here, chat, and that is the man, the myth, the legend, our striker for the last 2 years in Nicholas Jackson. Now, I thought it was very funny that his agent made a comment, then said it was fake, but the comment was real. He posted it on Instagram. And so he deleted it off his Instagram and said, "Oh, it's fake, fake line," right? Which was hilarious initially, but I. So I heard that King is injured. Is that correct? Is that why they're trying to go for Jackson right now? Is that correct?
Again,
So,
I don't know. I don't really know what's gonna happen with
so
Jackson.
no. So no. So this is what I'm talking about. Why Bayern are going for him. So Harry Kane is out apparently. He's actually injured.
Oh,
So
he's injured. Oh, okay.
so
I did not
that's
know that.
one of the reasons apparently that they're going for him because it's like I was surprised.
How long is he out though?
I don't know, but like someone was saying that Harry Kane was hurt, which is what has confused me. So um and so that was the main thing that came out initially. Let me just bring that up for people. I'm trying to
I mean,
find the
I'm
sources.
I'm all for it, man. If we can get like a loan with an obligation to buy, money comes in next season, I'm cool with that. You know, I think Newcastle can still come in with a bid for him. Again, they need a striker, bro. Especially that now that Gordon is suspended for the next couple games, like they're gonna need a
Yeah.
striker. They don't
The
have
thing,
anyone.
so listen. I think I might be wrong with the Harry Kane injury, but I know at the end of the day they wanted like another backup 10, not another backup striker, right? So
Yep.
sorry, thank you for correcting me, Piotr. But essentially, I know that's why they're looking for Jackson. Jackson can play more positions at the end of the day, and he can do a job. Now, I think for me, the big thing that I'm looking at here with Harry Kane is that not Harry Kane, so Nicholas Jackson. What's going on there? Because clearly, apparently, at least if you listen to Fabrizio, it's not just buying that interested. Because it feels like if you listen to a lot of the buying stuff, with everything related to it, you're hearing it a lot from the German side. Like the German side is the one that's pushing the buying stuff. All this stuff that's coming out is coming specifically from German sources. But Fabrizio on a continuous thing is consistently talking about other clubs that are interested, other clubs talking to us about Jackson. So for me, there's clearly other clubs that are interested, right, that are trying to come in for him. Now we don't know who these clubs can be. Right now, it may be Newcastle, but I feel like if the news that in D Kylie I don't know. He seems people keep saying it's very reliable as of right now and everything related to it. Right, he is saying this is the last few minutes that Trent Larson is forcing a move now to Newcastle. Apparently, he's told Wolves, "I want to go to Newcastle." Apparently, that's what he just told them today. He's told today apparently. So that's something to chew on.
Yep.
That probably means Newcastle's out the race, right? So then Jackson is clearly buying not interested in him. There's a lot of Italian clubs are interested in that we know about. What else?
So,
Maybe I know Villa. I know Villa's obviously interested in him. So, but like for me, the Bayern supervisory board. That's the board that's like got the fans, everything including to it. They have told the sporting director, whatever his name is, that we can only do loan deals. So the only way he's going to Bayern is if it's a straight loan,
but that's
and
BS,
that's
bro.
pretty much
Because
it.
that's BS because they try to sell Ultimate. That's a negotiation tactic.
Remember, Walter Mardi happened before this thing happened though, because they brought a player. I think it was before they brought Luis
Yeah.
Diaz. They were trying to buy Walter Mardi first, bro, and then
Oh, okay.
that moved to Walter Mardi field, so they decided to go all in on a winger. That's why they brought in Luis Diaz,
Okay.
by the way, right? So they brought in Luis Diaz, of course, right? And then after all that's occurred, they've now the supervisory board, because the supervisory board has then informed like I forget who the sporting director's name is right now, right? But they basically told him we can only do loan deals, so he can't even negotiate a loan plus obligation because Chelsea's gonna be like because that's probably what Chelsea will be like. Okay, you want to do loan? It has to be loan plus obligation.
It's interesting, right? Because I don't know if you know this. Next season, Kane has a release clause.
I know he has
Right?
release clause. Everyone is there.
Right. So, and I think he really wants to come back to the Prem. Like, I think he wants that record. I think what is he 32 right now? So,
Yeah.
like, if he wins the league again,
I'll be honest. That guy can play in the German league until he's 37 years old, bro, and he'll be good.
No, but I'm saying, like, I think he wants to, like, okay, if he wins another league title, he's probably looking at Bayern like, listen, I don't know, man. I don't know if this team is
maybe
gonna,
Barca. Well, I know Boston the striker.
maybe Barcelona, because again, Lewandowski is probably gonna retire the next season because this is
Yeah,
the last
that
season at Barcelona.
makes logical sense. Yeah.
Like if I'm Isaac, right, I'm looking at the Barcelona situation. I know people say, "Oh, they can't register this." They always find a way. Let's be honest. Like the government will finance it. Like, they'll fucking find a way, bro. You know how it works, bro. In Spain, man, like they'll find a way to register players. But so if I'm Isaac, right, I know people think that he's going to like it's bona fide that he's going to go to Liverpool. But I think like if he waits another season, man, he could potentially go to Barcelona. You know, because by then maybe their financial situation is a little bit better and stuff like that. You know, maybe Bayern if Kane leaves, right? So there are options out there. So like I think there's a lot of things that are potentially happen. Like with Newcastle, right? It's Trent Larson. I don't know if that's
Ben
going
Jacobs
to
said.
happen because if that happens, bro, they might get relegated. Let's be
Oh,
honest.
they were. Listen, I'll be honest. Wolves always get relegated this season. Wolves was getting
But
relegated.
they're definitely going to get relegated if they sell them. Like
Wolves was always getting relegated, bro. There's no denying that, bro. They're always getting relegated, bro. There's no denying that. Wow. See, I told you, bro. Wolves have rejected the second Newcastle bid for Jorgen Strand Larsen worth 55 million. And Wolves still firm in their no sell stance. Whoa. That's interesting, man. If they really are saying we're not selling you no matter what, bro. Oi, oi, oi.
Bro, they know they have the money on it, bro. They know they bid 80 million for Nkunku. Like they have no leverage, bro. They have a striker.
The problem is, yeah, Wolves are in like a delicate problem because you're never gonna get this much money ever. I actually disagree because I think Trent Larson is good enough.
I don't know. I did think they can get more than that for Trent Larson. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No. I'm talking about the amount of money you can get probably now, like 65, 70. I think you can probably get that again for Trent Larson. I think Trent Larson is definitely gonna have a good season in my personal opinion because I'm a big fan of Trent Larson, right? But like, I am of the opinion though, if they say we're not gonna sell you no matter what, then you really only have Jackson left on the table now, and that means.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's probably why Chelsea's delaying any transfer discussion with Bayern, by the way.
Bro, like Newcastle would come dumb because I think Nico Jackson does want to go there or at least sees them as an option. It's either them or Bayern because he's probably looking at Bayern like, okay, if I go to Bayern, I'm gonna be back up to Harry Kane. And maybe Kane moves in next season. I don't know. Like maybe I'll become the starting striker. Maybe he's probably thinking maybe Kane leaves next season to go to a Premier League club and then I can take his place. I don't know. But at Newcastle, he's definitely a starter, right? So, and then Aston Villa, right? What happens with Ollie Watkins? And again, we talked about the salary thing. With they have no money, bro. Like they can spend, but because of the salaries and the high wages, they need to get players off their books, like high-paying players off their books, to become PSR and FFP compliant. So. I don't know, man. It's an interesting situation. We're gonna see what happens like the next 5 days. With this Isaac move, right? Like, there's so many things that's gonna what I'm saying.
The thing is, man. Technically, it's gonna be tomorrow for me. Technically, like in a few minutes. Yeah, that's gonna be 4 days till the window closes. And usually, clubs do not like to do business on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's the one thing I will say, by the way.
Well, sometimes you get a lot of reports on Friday, right? Like Friday afternoon, maybe, or
no, because remember the window closes technically for us on Monday. It's gonna close Monday because it's gonna be the 1st of September when
I think it's the 1st. Is it not? Is it not September 1st?
September the 1st is Monday,
I don't know. Hold on.
I think it's September the 1st is Monday. Calendar.
Yeah, you're right. September 1st is on a Monday.
Monday, right? I remember the teams are. Remember the Premier League is still on. Friday, Chelsea plays Saturday. I know Newcastle playing Saturday or Sunday. They're going to play Sunday actually.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, if usually they're not going to announce transfers on the day that teams play, right?
Even in the Premier League,
Sunday, we might not get like any news. Like, I don't know. So I get what you're saying. Like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Monday. So we have 4 days of it basically. Because again, Saturday, Sunday, they don't usually.
This is why, by the way, I'm of the belief that. Well, tomorrow's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's got to be a lot of stuff.
There's got to be stuff happening, bro. The Sassi.
There's got to be stuff. Stuff has to. The thing about the Sassi can actually go to deadline day, by the way. He's my guy, but he will probably go to deadline day, by the way. Like he'll be like a deadline day transfer. Sterling's loan move, whatever he's about to go to, probably going to be a deadline day transfer, in my personal opinion. But I do think the two bigger transfers that we need to finish off, which is Jackson and Nkunku, are going to get completed, have to be done by tomorrow or Thursday. Because I don't think the club is going to be wanting to do business. Maybe they might push it to like a Friday, but like Saturday, Sunday, I don't think the club is going to be wanting to do incomings then. At least in my personal opinion.
So we have one international loan spot left, right? So like, if we can't find a move for like a Datro Fofana, one of those guys, like I feel like they're just gonna be like, listen, go to like freaking Galatasaray or some shit. You know, like they're gonna like find a way
just
to.
Confirmed that, by the way. Yeah, Fabrizio just confirmed that.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
So like again,
and they're saying they're insistent on keeping the striker. They're telling them they don't even give them like a price. They're telling them we're not gonna sell.
what, Newcastle?
They're telling Newcastle they want to sell. Yes.
Bro, like again, I don't think he moves, man. I think they're just
It's too late. No. The thing is, I'll be honest with you, it's too late, bro. You know,
it's so complicated. Let's say they agree a deal, right, Ahmed? This is like 140 mil. Like this is like a very people think like deals happen in like a day, bro. You know how long it took like Enzo Fernandez deal to like even after they agreed to it, they negotiated for like almost the entire day, bro. Super complicated deal, back and forth. You had fucking lawyers come in, contract negotiations. Like they had to do all the financials, all that stuff. So like I just don't see it, man. I don't see him moving. Like I think they're just gonna like wait it out and like, listen, bro, are you gonna stay, here for 3 months and not play? Like, is that what you're gonna do? Maybe in 3 months you're out of shape, you're not performing. Like they can just hold out. Like they don't have to sell. Newcastle have rich owners; they don't have to sell. So, it's gonna be interesting, bro. Like, because then again, we have players we have to get out of the books, bro. We have Alfie Gilchrist, right? What happens to him? What happens to again? It looks like Tyreek George is gonna make the move, right? To Roma.
That Roma move is gonna be a double. Is a massive W for him, bro. He's gonna.
Bro,
they might win the league. They might be winning the league this season, by the way. They might win the league this season.
Yeah, they look decent, man. Especially with Gasparini, right? Like he knows how to coach a good offense. So, it's gonna be interesting. Like I'm gonna definitely watch more Serie A this season as opposed to last season. But
I always say, man, Serie A, bro, is a great watch. It's always a great watch, man. Serie
A.
Nico
Paz is cooking, bro. Like
I always tell, but I tell people, bro, on a week in week out basis, bro, entertainment wise, you're not gonna get any better than Serie A, bro. I promise you, bro. Like week in week out, if you want to watch listen, if you want to watch AC Milan fail, which I don't actually want to see them fail this season because they got my boy Allegri there now. You know what I mean?
Oh
so
my
God. So I have a soft spot for Allegri in it. So I'm like, I don't want them to fail. They lost the first game to
listen, bro. I grew up watching AC Milan, and it breaks my heart.
Game. Listen, I genuinely was Saturday night. So Saturday, I was at yes. So Saturday I was at the what's it called? Yeah, I was at the O2 for Forbidden Door. Like so I was buying some of the t-shirts for my wrestling stuff that I went to this weekend, right? And I was doing like a photo op like some of the wrestlers there. I remember I looked at my phone. I think it was like 5 p.m. Then the game had to start. I looked at the lineup and I was like, that shit trash, right? And then I went to the wrestling event that I was going to, right? Which was right, and I remember one of the matches that ended. They were doing a preview for the next match. I looked, and I saw 2-1, and I was like, "Yeah, man, this is not gonna end well for AC Milan this season, bro." And the same thing. I didn't look at Inter Milan, by the way. I looked at Inter Milan, and I was like, "That is the same team they pretty much put out last season, barring one guy. They only added one new guy to the midfield. That's it, bro." And I was like, these guys, are also trash. They're gonna get cooked this season as well. So
yeah, man,
crazy.
It's so sad what happened to them. Like growing up watching AC Milan, man, to see what happened to AC Milan, it's just depressing.
The new owner is incompetent. The guys they brought in are incompetent. Everything about them is incompetent, bro.
It sucks, man. It sucks. Like I don't know what's gonna happen there. I think. I don't know. Napoli, right? Lukaku's injured, so I don't know. Did they replace him?
Napoli will probably listen. Napoli will take Roma to the last day, bro. All right.
I can't believe they linked with Hoyland, bro. Like,
you know what, bro? The point is you laugh at that, but I promise you, if there's one manager that I rate,
that's true. That's true, man. He loves scrubs, bro. He loves scrubs.
Antonio Conte, man. The thing about Conte is that Conte is very much Conte and Emery are very good of getting the best out of their strikers. By the way, like they will make those guys 20 plus goal scorers a season minimum, right? And you won't even see it coming. That's the one thing I'll say. And you know what, man? People can hate. Listen, I will stand up for Hoyland in the sense that you can hate on Hoyland all you want. Genuinely, he was failed at United, bro. They failed him at United, bro. They barely created him in his first season. So he lost, and then when he lost confidence, he lost confidence. Then the team made it worse for him, bro. I promise you right now, if he goes to like Napoli or even AC Milan with Allegri, those guys will build him up confidence. He will tell the wingers, the guys in the middle, De Bruyne, whatever it is, you create for Hoyland, and I promise you, Hoyland, bro, he'll be looking like, what was this Hoyland? You'll be like, literally, it's like he's gonna be like every other United player that you see, bro.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna say, bro.
Man, I don't know. Like again, United do ruin players, man. It's just not Garnacho, man. I'm 100% like I do not want that guy here. Even though we're gonna get him, bro. Like I just see that guy is gonna be like, we're gonna come in, we're gonna buy him, and then we're gonna sell him. Like he's not gonna bring anything to this fucking football club, man. Like I feel like again, it depends on who we buy, right? If we do get Xavi Simons or Fermin Lopez, if we get Fermin Lopez, Garnacho's not going to see any minutes.
Where does he even play? Can you give me a bit of a rundown for me? Can you give me a rundown, please?
He's a 10, but he's kind of like a wide left winger, kind of like a Xavi Simons in a way, like the way they play. But it's like I think he's a lot better than Xavi Simons personally. Like I've seen both of them. I'm not the biggest fan of Simons. Like for me, Lopez, like he's a better finisher. You know, he's very solid technically. You know, he's just a good, impactful player, man. Like. Every time I see this guy play for Barcelona, man, he's always like showing up in big games and like pressure moments. I just think he's a lot better overall player. You know, Xavi Simons for me, man, from the games I watch of him, this guy is like frustrating as hell. Like he looks good on the eye, right? But then it's like you watch him in game and you don't see the impact. Like you know what I'm saying? You know those like comp players you see on YouTube and like they're flashy and they got the touch and they move around and they look busy and shit. And then you watch him, it's like. He's not doing anything for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't see it with him, bro. Like I may be wrong. Usually I'm not. As you know, I'm like an eye test merchant. Like I don't usually get this wrong. But for me, if I'm picking between the two, bro, like Fermin Lopez all day, bro. Like the quality that he brings, and people might ask why doesn't he start regularly for Barcelona? I think he played 46 games last season. Like he plays for Barcelona. Like again, people have to remember they play sometimes 4-3-3. They've got, Fermin Lopez. They have, what's his name? Dani Olmo playing there as well. They spent $60 million on him, right? So they're not going to just bench him, right? And then in deeper midfield, they have Frankie de Jong. They've got Pedri as well. They got Casado. So he's competing with like a lot of positions, right? Rafinha's on left wing, right? And then right wing is Yamal. So it's not like he's competing with scrubs here, right? He's competing with high caliber players, you know? But when he does come on, Ahmed, like he's actually impacting the game. You know, Gavi's a scrub. Gavi's trash. Like you know how people hype up Gavi? Gavi's trash. He's not good at all, bro. You know, Pedri's the real baller in that midfield right there. But yeah, for me, man, I'm taking for 50 million euros, bro. That's a steal, bro. For me, that's a steal. He can score. Like he's actually like a very good footballer, man, technically and. You know, I think he would be a good signing for us. You know, I think if you play with Palmer, you'd have Kukre overlapping and then, linking up with Joao Pedro. I think it would just be fluid and very exciting. Again, I don't know if he leaves or not. It could be a situation where Barcelona, like, he's trying to negotiate a contract, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But if I'm picking between the two, personally, I'm picking Fermin Lopez.
Apparently, I don't know if you saw, according to John Rayner, he's made his decision. And he's gonna speak with what's his name? What's the manager's name? Hansi Flick tomorrow. So they're gonna know tomorrow, man. What's gonna be happening if he's the one that's gonna be coming in? Big up to you too, Joel, man. Big up to you, Joel. Hope you enjoyed your time in London, man. Hope you enjoyed your time in London, away from the streets of the United States of America. You know what I mean? By the way, guys, I tried to get Fulham tickets, bro. That shit is crazy, bro. Do you know what the waiting list was? Like when I was waiting in line for Fulham tickets. You know, like 60K in front of me, bro.
60.
60,000.
Wow.
You know what, man? I think I mentioned this to Amit the other day, but I was like, yo, this is like sneaky. I feel like this is like the way even when the club have gone like digital now.
Wait, so is there like a wait list for like when you buy tickets for like season tickets?
No. So like for example, the tickets always go live something like around about 10 a.m. usually, right? So for like general admissions, like if you're even like a regular guy, yeah, and then you log in, you obviously log in, but then you're put into this thing like a waiting time, like you're waiting like because like you're the 60,000 person or like you're like the 500 person, right? And like when you're counting down for the tickets, right? So that was like 60K people ahead of me, bro.
But how does that even work? There's only like 42,000 seats, so can it just?
Either the scalpers are cooking us, or like I was saying this to me the other day, yeah. This is sneakily, the club's way of maybe like because the club went digital, by the way. So like you have to buy your tickets now digitally. So you get so you buy it and then you have to basically go to like the Chelsea app. You connect it to your account, right, and everything like this, and then you have to scan it now, like this. Does that make sense? Right. So for me, the worrying. So obviously when people there's a new ticket system to buy stuff and everything as well, and essentially it's now gone to 60K. I saw like I think for the first game because Palace people like having a nightmare getting tickets for that, bro. And so for me, I look at a lot of that stuff like that. I'm thinking there's a reason why they're doing this, bro. You have to think. Listen, I don't like to be a conspiracy theorist, but for stuff like this, yo, low key, man. Maybe they're trying to force this, they're trying to force it. We need a big stadium because you know what I mean. Look how many people waiting in line, bro, for tickets. You know what I mean? Look, you can't even get tickets, bro. You know what I mean? So I can't lie to you, man. Low key. I thought about it the other day, and I was like, you know what, man? Whoever was stating that shit, man, might be spitting facts.
Bro, they're basically gentrifying everything. Like that's what they're gonna do, bro. Like, oh, you guys can't afford it? Oh, boo-hoo. It's not my problem. Like, that's what they're gonna do, man. It's 60K. Like, again, this is how it is at United, bro. Like, they have 100,000 people waiting. It's like if you can't afford it, someone else will pay it.
It's not about the affording, though. It's like the waiting line issue, bro. Right now, you can't even get to the ticket.
No, bro. But listen, United have over 100,000 people. Yeah, they only have 75,000 seats, bro. But they have over 100,000 people. So if people like want to give up their season tickets, that's fine. There's another 30,000 people waiting.
The problem, my issue is not even about giving up seating or something. Our problem is right now, just trying to get a ticket, bro. Right now, because
you won't be able to get it. You won't.
And like the thing is, man, you have to give credit to the scalpers, man. The scalpers, they're doing the Lord's work, bro, because they are going crazy right now. And the thing is, yeah, they're not meant to sell these tickets, as I've said before. I think, yeah, they're not meant to sell these tickets, if I'm not mistaken. Like, at the price, they have to sell the tickets at face value, by the way, which is that they have to sell the ticket at the actual price. Obviously, because they're selling these on like reseller tickets stuff, like those guys will never, those guys will never enforce it, basically. So what happens is you go to Ticketmaster, you go to a SeatGeek, bro. These guys are charging exorbitant prices, bro. Then you got a Ticketmaster cut that's going to be added to it, or the SeatGeek cut, right? And so they're selling this stuff for like a good amount of money.
Yeah, but it's crazy, man. Like I don't know like how they're gonna.
No, but breaking news, by the way. A direct contact today between Chelsea and Fermin Lopez's agent. Chelsea started asking question: how's it going at Barcelona? How's the contract situation? What's his salary? Will he be open to leaving? No bid so far, but the conversation happened. Meanwhile, Chelsea remain in contact with Leipzig over Simmons.
Bro, at the end of the day, people think like Fab is making it seem like we're not linked with this. And literally, David Ornstein posted this. Like when David Ornstein posts something, people didn't say this guy gets links directly from the board. Like he doesn't get agent talk on it. He gets like owners like that are literally like pushing him shit. Like a journalist once said that.
But as I said before, Garnacho is going to. Oh my god! Every day Garnacho. Can you give it up, bro? You know I saw buying.
I fucking hate this guy.
Bro, you know I saw today we're gonna be paying 40 M for Garnacho. Probably that's the resolution.
Bro, he always has to put the Garnacho dagger, bro.
10 million in add-ons. Do you know how crazy that transfer is?
Prime Messi, and then
you can't believe it. I can't believe I'm actually 40 M's. we are about to pay potentially 50 M's here if the
40 million for Garnacho. Oh
40
my,
million possibly rising to 50
40
M's.
million, bro.
No,
Oh,
bro,
God,
even
bro.
I can't. No, you
Bro,
can't
that's
do
killing
that,
me
man.
inside, Ahmed. You don't
You
understand, bro.
can't do that,
Ahmed,
man.
Ahmed, you don't understand. You know how painful it is, right? Because I watched all the Man United games, right, just for the laps. This was hilarious. So I actually know how bad he is. Like, people, they don't actually understand how bad he is. People, they're just like, oh, you know, people online. No, he's worse. Like, he's actually worse than what people think he is, bro. I was watching this game, I mean, this guy, Man United, and I'm like, bro, this guy, him and Højlund, bro, what the fuck, bro? It's between him, Højlund, and Bruno Fernandes, man. Like,
You said Garnacho is a smokescreen for Lopez. Well, that would have been the. Can you imagine if you do that to him? That would be probably the most.
Bro, leave him on red. Bro, leave him on red. I would fucking laugh, bro. Bro, leave him. Oh, Ahmed, bro, I'm praying every day, bro. We don't get this guy.
Bro, it's happening,
every
man.
day,
I
bro.
accepted that it's happening, but I can't lie to you, man. I can't even lie to you, bro.
Asshole, man.
Even listen, the price is what's killing me, bro. It's like I thought initially we could do that a little 30
How is this a market opportunity, bro? How is this like 40 million, right? For Garnacho, someone that's that bad. We're gonna have to sell him for like 55, 60 to even like for it to even make sense, bro. Like, if you were buying him for like 20 million pounds, that's fine, right? Because some idiot will buy him for 50. But we're buying 40 million, bro? That's insane, man. Like, oh god, I'm disgusted, man.
Bro,
Disgusted.
there's nothing, bro.
It's, bro, when this guy starts like fucking up,
you can't defend that, bro. You actually cannot defend that, bro. There's no
bro. Colin Stanley's a criminal, man. That guy's a criminal. Like, we actually have players in the market, right? Like, people are like talking about Nkunku. Like, listen, right? He's actually being linked to Arsenal for 38 million pounds, by the way. That's a market opportunity, bro. Because he's trying to negotiate it at 45, bro.
Listen, getting him in. I don't see the value only because you brought in Hato. I don't really see how he's gonna be playing. Where he's gonna be playing from.
But again, Hato, like, I feel like he doesn't trust him to play left center back.
He's great already.
Like,
for me, but I think the way that. But the thing is, the left center back role. If Buddy Shield's about to become fit again, and he's saying that he trusts Buddy Shield.
But that's the problem, bro. Buddy Shield's not good enough. So it's like
I don't disagree with you on that, by the way. You and I, we don't disagree. We agree, bro, but
we've got Buddy Shield, and then we have Chalobah, who are not good enough. Tosin, I think he's a decent center back. I don't think he's good enough to be a starter. But if you put like a very, very high caliber center back next to him, I think you can make it work. Chalobah's a bum, right? So it's like we have a bunch of scrubs in our back line, bro, and we're not even linked to like a competent center back, bro. Do you know how disgusting that is? And if you're not gonna give me a center back, bro, give me a goalkeeper, because Sanchez is one of the worst goalkeepers in the league. I don't care what stats say. I don't care that fans want to have revisionism on this guy. This guy is one of the worst goalkeepers in the fucking league, bro. He's like bottom half. He's awful.
Sanchez, there's no point. I always say there's no discussion. There's no point of any discussions about Sanchez, bro. I think for me, the problem I always had is that the CCB stuff, the only way that was going to happen is if you sold Chalobah, or the bigger thing, which people don't gonna like me saying, but like I said, if Chalobah's not going anywhere, which is always going to be the likelihood or the real reality of stuff that's going to happen, we should have sold Tosin. That happened.
No, I hear your point. I think just Tosin. The thing is, Tosin, like, he has something that some of the other players they don't have. Like, he actually is a leader in that back line. And, Levi Colwill is also another leader as well. Everyone else, bro, like, they don't communicate. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tosin is the only one that can make like a line breaking pass, right, in that back line, other than Levi Colwill, but he's injured. So again, I get what you're saying. Like, you would sell Tosin just to bring in someone, because we're not going to sell Chalobah because no one's linked to him because he's not good enough. Like, not a single bid, bro. People want to tell me this guy's good, bro. He's been here for 3 years. Not one freaking bid. Not one from a top club, bro. If this guy was so good, you would have Newcastle, who actually need a center back, come in for him. You would have teams come in for him, but he's not good, bro. he's not a good center back. You know, this guy, he makes so many mistakes. You know, he's not a good passer. He doesn't have a good weak foot. His whole thing is like, oh, I have recovery pace, but he's not good in the air either. Like, just get rid of this guy, man. Like, I'm so tired of this fucking guy, man. He's 3 seasons out, man. 3. And the thing is, it's not just him, bro. It's him, Buddy Shield, and Fofana. They all have to leave, right? But because the other two are always injured,
but like again, you mentioned all 3 of them right now, right? For example, Fofana, you're never going to be able to move on from him.
Nope.
We all know why, because
high wages,
injury, high wages, and his injury history. So you're never going to be able to do anything like that, right? So let's move him apart. But he's actually in the same situation as Fofana now. He's got a high injury rate now. He's been and plus the fact that he's actually declined in quality as well. So you got Bayern, and then you've got those 2, right? The third one is Chalobah. The thing with Chalobah is that he's a good centre back. Yes, he's a bit lacking in terms of like heading ability, and his ball playing ability is quite weak. So, you know what I mean? Like that stuff combined, he's basically a mid-level centre back. There's no disrespect to him. He's a backup centre back for you, a mid-level centre back for you. Nothing to cook him about. Maybe he's gonna be. Maybe he gets better. Maybe he becomes stronger. All I know, and that's gonna be for the team.
I actually have high hopes for Josh. Right, I actually think he is very talented. So every time I watch Chalobah,
I agree with yes,
bro. Every time I watch Chalobah play over him, bro, it pisses me off because you're taking away minutes from Josh.
So I'll be honest. At this point, if I'm Maresca, and this is you just have to start playing Josh a lot more now.
Bro, just
you need this guy. You have to start giving him minutes, bro. You have to start giving him.
Bro, if we're not gonna play,
yeah.
If we're not gonna bring a top center back, just put Josh and Tosin, bro, and just wing it. You know, like we have Sanchez.
To me, I agree with you on this. I agree with this, Lucas. What you need to start doing is just listen against the weaker teams like a West Ham, like a Sunderland, like a Burnley. These are the games you got to start playing a champion a bit more in, because you want to gain some valuable experience and valuable lessons, such that if you then decide to start playing this guy in some of the bigger games, bro, you can start playing them.
Bro, like we need to. Again, people are like, oh, he's young, bro. Skelly, 17. He played 50 games last season or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
These age doesn't mean anything nowadays, bro. Players are literally their careers have been accelerated over the last couple years because of Yamal, and how talented he is, and people saw wow, this guy can do this at 18, right? So Waneri, was promoted at Arsenal, Skelly, Josh Achimpong last season. Play the ballers, bro. Stiff him, play him. You know what I'm saying? Even if he doesn't perform to the level, you're gonna have players that aren't good enough, like Chalobah, taking up minutes from players that are actually talented, extremely talented, right? And they can actually progress and actually do well for a 20, 30, game season. And the next season, let's say Levi Colwill comes back, right? You pair the two, and then see if that's a good pairing and stuff like that. That's how I would do it, because again, Chalobah, we've already seen he's not good enough, man. He's just not good enough. And for 38 games, I am not trusting us, especially with Bob as our goalkeeper, man. Again, this guy, bro. 2 games on it. And people are like, yeah, this guy, bro. Everything that people were saying in the summer, oh, he's better than Donnarumma. He's a good goalkeeper. It all went out the window, bro. 2 games, bro. It took 2 games. And then people are like, yeah, he's trash. He's terrible, bro. He's terrible. So yeah, it's... I can't trust anything with Sanchez in goal, and if we're not gonna bring in a center back because these STs are dumb, bro, just wing it, man.
500. Someone bought their Newcastle ticket on a third-party website for $500. Jesus, 500. No way. There's no way someone on a third-party site £500, dollars, sorry, which is 400, 60, something like that, pounds. Bro, there's no way, man. There's no way someone paid that money. That's crazy. That's crazy.
What do you think the line is going to be this weekend?
Ghana this weekend.
You think it's gonna be
it probably
Delap?
should be the same. You should be the same, by the
Same?
way, in my personal opinion.
Okay. So, draw Pedro and Delap, and then
I think it
Devil.
should be the same. I listen. I know you may not like it or disagree with me, but I've always been of the view that I really liked the performance by Delap in my personal opinion. One of the
No, I
main
like
things.
Delap. I like Delap.
Oh, you got to do that performance. Sorry, because like I
No,
saw a lot
I
of
like
Chelsea
Delap.
fan. I saw a lot of people like were criticizing Delap. Oh, he didn't score a goal.
No,
He's
bro.
not
I'm
gonna-
old school. Ahmed. I'm old school,
Yes.
bro. I
For
like old school
me, the
strikers,
stuff
bro.
that he did in that game is a big thing that we've been missing for a very long while, bro, in the team, bro.
Whoa. Again,
Yeah.
I'm not a hipster, Ahmed. I like
Yeah.
traditional.
Because
type strikers,
I don't know
bro.
if I don't know if I ever spoke to you about this before, right? But my big thing has always been that you will need like a two-fold system, right?
You think so?
We need a two-man system, right? We need like a Delap and a Del Pedro. Because for me, them both together, right? Both together is a match made in heaven, in my personal opinion. Right?
But then you would have to change the formation, right? You would have to either play a diamond, or you would have to play like a 4-4-2, which is like impossible in this era because
I
like,
think for me, you just do the 4-2-2. Play the 4-2-2.
but that's hard because like the wingers they need to be like extremely like up
But
and
the
down,
thing
up
is,
and
bro,
down.
can I be honest, bro? These are wingers good enough.
Look, I think Pedro Neto can play that role, like that up and down, up and down. But I think Esteban is more of like a creative. He likes to drift inside, right? He's a winger that likes to like go up the field, but he likes to drift inside. He likes to play the 10, like almost like drift inside, cut inside, and stuff like that. He's not a traditional winger like back in the day, So and then Palmer, right? What happens to Palmer when he comes back?
Look at Eagle Turf trying to slip in the little Jackson standards.
Nah.
You can't do that. Give me this guy, bro.
No. Listen, as the number one Nico Jackson hater, bro, like
You can't do that, bro.
give it up, just give it up, EPL.
The whole name is EPL Turf. I would agree.
You know what it is, right? EPL Turf has great talent ID, bro, but I don't know what it is with Nico Jackson. He just has like this thing with Nico Jackson. He just has to give it up.
Listen, I don't know if you guys watch me on Sky Sports here, but I was telling people on Sky Sports that listen, man, Gittins is not ready, bro. I literally told him, listen, Gittins is a young guy.
I told people this.
I told him,
hating, bro.
And the Sky Sports report obviously is like, but I've watched Gittins. I think he's a really good player. Like, I was like, but then I replied to him, Gittins is come from the Bundesliga. I always say that it takes a bit of time for him to embed, and he's a lot younger. And then I think you replied to me about a discussion in terms of like Javi Simmons, right? Because Javi Simmons is also in the Bundesliga, but I was like, he's also played for PSV. He's also played in a different league, so I think that there's a bit of a difference there, obviously in regards to that. So my problem, as I've always said before, at least with when we brought in Gittins, it was like Gittins, was it called? Yeah, he's gonna take time. He's not gonna happen for him straight away. So we should let that guy breathe, give him the season to do.
Let's cut the crap, bro. He's never gonna make it.
But listen,
that's your opinion,
Lucas. That's your opinion, Lucas. I'm
No.
just gonna give.
Quenda, he's actually solid. I've
Listen,
actually watched Quenda.
do you really listen? I'm actually gonna be on the same school of thought, even Quenda. I think some of these guys, yes, we're bringing out. Of course, they're gonna be good players. They're gonna hopefully do well for us. They're gonna smash it at Chelsea. But at the same time, we also need to realize these guys probably need a lot of time, bro, to get in and lock in, bro, before they can do anything that we need to do.
Listen, we said that the same thing with Renato Vega, bro. Like a lot of these guys, 1 year and then they're gone, and it's gone. Like
Gittins is not going to be gone yet. I actually don't think that's going to happen.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Listen,
sometimes the reason why I say that again is also that we need to also realize the price that the club have paid for him. If the club had not paid said price, then I would be with you, bro.
No, but the thing is, right? We have Neto, right? We have Neto who can play both sides. So we paid 60 million for him. Like it's not like we can just sell him, right? Even like I know some people they're not high on Neto. I think Neto is a solid winger, but again, it's like if Esteban like locks down that right wing spot, which we expect him to, right? Mm-hmm. And then let's say we buy in like a Fermin Lopez or Xavi Simmons or whoever we're linked to, they're probably going to get a lot of the minutes on the left side, right? Gittins is probably not going to like have the time. And then if you bring in Garnacho on it, have Garnacho, bro, like taking up minutes from Gittins, bro. Like this guy's going to get microwave minutes, bro. Have you seen his first touch, Ahmed? Have you seen his first touch?
Listen,
I saw his first touch last game. I was like, yeah, this guy, man.
listen,
That's not gonna
I
make
know
it.
Avio Tough is agreeing with you here as well, but like
He's not gonna make it, bro. He's not gonna make
but
it.
like, listen, I would usually agree with the take, but the thing is, I think the price point is what has changed the game. I think if he was not brought for said price point, I don't think that would have happened. I would agree with you. That's the only thing I would be agreeing with. I think the price is just too much now. Jackson obviously was always going to sign a new contract. The problem with Jackson's contract was
But
always
50 is standard, bro. 50 is like the standard.
you're not gonna. You're not. But
rate.
listen, you're never. Listen. How long was his contract this season? I think it's probably like six years.
That
So
doesn't matter. I mean, that doesn't.
I'm just gonna do.
Contract,
I'm doing some maths here. This is a quick maths very quickly. 55 divided by 55 divided by 6 is the Miche 54. It's like 9 point. It'll be like 9.
Well, you can only divide it by 5. You can have longer contracts on it, but you can only divide it by 5 now. That's the rule.
Oh yeah, sorry. So it will be like what? Basically, if you divide it by 5, 11 million. That's how much it's gonna be in the book.
Yeah, so we're gonna what?
Right? So
oh my,
whatever he's
44?
got remaining. So for 4 years remaining, it will be 55 divided. So that'll be 44 million. On the
44
books.
million.
So you think someone's gonna come in for him for 44 million?
Bro, this guy's not gonna make it on it. Like we're bringing in Quenda next season, right?
Come on, man.
And again, there's probably gonna be another wonder kid. We're probably.
I'm not even saying for me. My thing is not even about whether or not he's gonna make it or not. My thing has always been that listen, I think we've been a bit too harsh on the young lads.
Listen, this whole harsh thing, bro. This is the excuse that people give for players that are not good enough, man. This whole he's only 20. We need to baby, bro. Give it up, Ahmed. Give it up, bro. Ahmed, it doesn't matter, bro. Ahmed, he's not gonna make it, bro. He's 19, bro. Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it?
He's not gonna make it, but I can't say to you right now. He's not gonna make it, bro. It's only been 2 games. I can't see. If I watch
Ahmed, listen.
If I watch Neto, by the way, if I watch Neto,
I think
the first 2 games, I would be saying he's not making it either, bro. Okay, and he's really next season. I don't know about you, man. I don't think we can say that right now. That's all we're trying to make. Otherwise, man, we would be in trouble.
I think
these man are not even giving these guys a full year. You only gave him 180 minutes, mate, and you're telling me he's finished after 180 minutes, bro.
Bro, Joao Felix was here for 3 months. We loaned him and then we sold him, bro. This is what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly a TKO, bro. The way the club works is like a going model. Literally, they went 2 years for you. They gave you, listen, they gave Madueke 2 years and then he's bounced. They've given Jackson 2 years. He's boss. Every player, they usually give them 2 years, bro, before they bounce them. That's
but it depends, right?
No,
but the only reason I think it's different, Ahmed, because listen, if we bring in Fermin Lopez or Xavi Simons, and then we bring in Garnacho, right? Like, let's say bring 2 out of 3 of those, right? Those are 2 players. They're going to be directly competing with Gittins, right? Who already has to compete with Pedro Neto, Stevo, and then Cole Palmer potentially on the right wing. And then you have 2 players up top, right, with Joao Pedro and Delap. He's not gonna get game time, bro.
The thing is, I do hear this one about Epo Tough, where listen, I do. The thing with Quenda is always gonna. I think next season Quenda's gonna be a part of the team. I actually don't think he's going straight into the team because Sporting's got UCL football. They play consistently in the league. I actually think of him, he will be straight into the first team. There's like literally no doubt about that in my mind. The thing about Gittins is that I think if there's no improvement this season, I actually do believe, because I think the club have done a good one thing with the club credit on, they have learned about what happened with Mudryk, brother. They've learned from the lesson with like the Mudryk situation. They will send guys like essentially to what we'll call the Gulag, right? Which is like Strasbourg, the developmental club, and give them a season before making decisions. Right, and I could actually see Gittins being one of those guys where they.
Bro, we bought Carney Chukwemeka, right, for £20 million back. I know that it's not from these directors, right? This guy got barely any game time. He was injured half the time, to be honest. He never got any chances. Yeah. He was here for like 2 full seasons, never got any opportunity. And then we just sold him. Like, again, like a lot of these guys, bro, they're never gonna see game time, bro. Like
the
unless
difference of Chukwemeka. Chukwemeka was it with Pot was actually getting game time. He just had that crazy
the
NCO
injuries, yeah.
injury, which made that season injury genuinely just killed him completely, bro. In the club. Vega is a different case. Vega forces
Yeah,
way out of the club,
yeah.
right? Felix again forces way out of the club, right? So my thing is, for some of these cases that we do speak about, sometimes it's also the player doing that too.
Leslie Igochuko. That's a good example, right? Because again, this guy, he was good enough. Like he actually is like a very good midfielder. He never got any chance,
for me, with Leslie, that is one where
he
I do
never
look at
got
the
a chance,
club.
bro.
He never just got a chance, bro, and he
He
deserved
never got
a
a
chance.
chance, bro. He never got an opportunity. That's why I'm not sentimental with these players that come in and come out. Like, again, 18, 19, 20, 21, that's all the same to me, bro. You come in, you perform, or get the fuck out. Like, this is what we're doing right now, Alvin. Like, I know you're trying to be sentimental. Give the boy a chance. He's a nice boy.
I'm not even being sentimental. We give guys 2 seasons. Do you not agree with this, Lucas? Like, generally, in general, forgot this channel existed. Like, I forgot that Jacob Bowler and Uncensored existed too. So, the game's the game, man. The game's the game. So, yeah, man. How's Tommy? Mate? Talk to me about Tommy, man. But but seriously, Lucas, barring some of the guys that we've actually mentioned, Ugu Chukwu, generally, I don't care what anyone tells me, he probably should have been here at this
He
club right
should
now.
have.
He should have been here. He genuinely should have been here.
He's a good player, and again, he never got his opportunity. It is what it is.
That's one guy I actually agree with you, by the way, that he should be at this club. He actually deserves that. Like, in my personal opinion, if he had never gone for Lavia, that guy would have been here this season, by the way.
Bro, David Washington, Dacho Fofana, these guys, they never got a single game.
You know what? The issue is also that we need to also realize, is that we need to also do like a little bit of what I like to separation. There's some players that we know when the club buys them, they're not here to stay, right? Like Emeka, who obviously comes from Strasbourg, who's getting signed for next season. He's not here to be at the club, bro. Let's be honest, right? He's not here to be at the club, bro.
Yeah.
You spoke, but that type of partner was never meant to be at the club. Who's another one that we've spoken about? There was some other guys, bro, right? There's basically in general, the reason why I'm talking about, there's some guys that just been brought that are just there to be flips, bro. Simple as that.
No, I know. There's some players that's going to be just like trades and stuff. I get what you're saying. Like Gittins is high price, and he was pushed by Joe Shields, so they're going to give him more of an opportunity. I understand what you're saying, but I wouldn't be surprised. Again, we bought Quenda for $40 million. You know what I'm saying? And then if we get Fermin Lopez, okay, that's it. Gittins is out. Because then you got Fermin Lopez, you've got Quenda, who in my opinion is a better player already. I'm seeing both, and I've seen.
Washington is at a team, bro. He's at Santos, bro. Those guys, man, it's not looking good for those guys, bro. Like, I'm seeing Neymar crying. I'm seeing Neymar crying. I'm seeing the ultras, the ultras, chatting to them, bro. It is not looking great. I don't know what's going on at Santos, bro. Obviously, you're the man that knows more than me, but like,
listen, man, it's not good out there, bro.
Did that, man?
Listen, Brazil's kind of like France, right? Because it's like they don't give a fuck, bro. They'll burn your house down. Like if you don't perform, like they're gonna go to your house and like rob you and shit.
Jeez Louise, man.
It's not like it is in the UK, bro, where people are like sentimental. Give a guy a chance. Give the boy a chance. Give the boy a chance, bro. If you lose 2 games in a row, you're done, bro. You're done.
I hear it. Listen, I know. Listen, dude. I said this before. He was always a flip, bro. He was always a flip. Morales also was technically meant to be a flip, but the thing is, he's actually cooking now. That's the difference. Morales actually plays well. He plays good football. Ironically, he actually plays good football. That's the difference. Morales actually became a good player.
But you get what I'm saying. Like, I think if we bring in Fermin Lopez and Quenda come and he develops like people expect him to, and I think he's already playing at a very high level. Like, he's very good already. And he comes in, bro. Gittins is probably the 3rd left winger. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm kind of coming from. Like, I'm just thinking, like, bro, we've got players coming in next season already, man. Like, and again, we're probably gonna buy another left winger next season. Let's be honest, bro. Look at the club that we support, bro. Like they don't care. So just don't be surprised, man. Just don't put too much stock on this Gittins dude.
They literally, Alex Matos literally got bought for free. Again, thank you, Joe, for proving my point.
Yeah.
They got it for free from Norwich. And the thing with Matos, obviously, is that unfortunately, they've not even been able to actually move him on. Like, he's still at the club, bro. Like, and so which is a shame.
And Gilchrist as well. We have to get rid of him.
Remember. But the thing is, bro, Gilchrist is different. Gilchrist, in my personal opinion, he's always been meant to be at the club. Gilchrist is always he's like he's an academy product. He's much more of a different situation.
Yeah, 7 mil will get rid of him. Pure profit. Like it's. Oh, bro. You think we win on Saturday? We should, right?
Yeah, we should win on Saturday. We should win on Saturday. We should be winning on Saturday.
Fulham is one of those teams, bro. Like they always give us a good game.
They'll give us a good game, but I think we should be beating them, bro.
But last season we scraped it right with Tyreek George and
we lost to them at home last season. That's the number. If you remember, we lost to them 2-1.
Yeah, we lost them at home because of Sanchez, that fucking idiot. And then we beat them at the last minute when Neto scored. So yeah. So it's a tough game. Like I never discount anyone, man. Like football, it's a weird thing, man. Like you never know. And then again, we play United in a couple weeks, right? And they always play like at home against us. They always play like the hardest game ever. We always underestimate them, and they always give us like the toughest game ever. We always struggle against them for some reason, but like I think again the first 5 games, bro, it sets us up to like accumulate 13 out of 15 points if we do our jobs, bro. And if we can get out to a good start,
I like to hope so.
Yeah.
But listen, we'll see. Bridge Nation is gonna be out. Listen, if there's any news, I will come back live tomorrow. Listen, I am back on the grind. Bridge Nation. We're back to regular schedule now. We're back to regular schedule. Back to regular football. Of course, the watch along will be back again this Saturday, 12:30 in the morning. But we'll be obviously always come an hour earlier, so it'll be 11:30 in the morning for us as always. I want to make sure you guys are here, tuning in and locking in as well. But of course, as many of you know, I've been away a little bit, enjoying myself and stuff like that, but I'm back fully now. But listen, any more breaking news tomorrow, we will discuss it, of course, on this channel, on the Bridge Nation here, as always. And are you full-time? Listen, we don't associate with WWE in this channel. Please, I just want to just put that out there. We don't associate here. We don't associate. Just want to respect that. I genuinely not associate with them. So, no, that's all. But listen, I'm a full-time football fan and full-time wrestling fan, but listen, we'll see what happens. But I'll try my best. What do you mean? But as always, I've been your host, Mr. Bridge Nation. Let's see who's available to raid right now. I'm seeing a lot of people. I want to see who's funny. Let's see someone that that we can take this out for a little bit for fun. Customization, redirect. Yeah. You know what? Let's just go to our boy Sarcasm City, Flawless. Definitely, but I mean, Marshall's never going to be live today. But shout out to Marshall. Shout out to Mr. I only see you whenever there's Chelsea news. So it's always great to see him as always. But you know who I am. I've been your host, Mr. Bridge Nation. That's been my good mate Lucas. We're gonna be out of it, and I'm gonna tune you out. Yeah, the Bridge Nation intro. In 3, in 2, and in 1. Peace.